pandemic has left so many of us stressed out, and sadly, we are not alone. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 4 children will be diagnosed with clinical levels of anxiety before they even become teenagers. But if given the right tools, kids can actually learn to calm themselves by focusing on their body, breath, and mind. Joining us now is the author of Meditation for Kids, Tejal Patel. Good morning, Tejal. Thank you so much for introducing us to this conversation. I wonder if we could start off with the long-term benefits of teaching our children how to meditate.
Yeah, so just think about the last 14 months. It's been stressful not just for adults, but for kids too. What has it taught us? That life is uncontrollable. We have to pivot. We have to change. And when uncertainty arises, the human experience is to have fear. We stress out. And this is what children are experiencing. This is a lifelong lesson that we can teach them, that physical health is important, but so is our mental health. We have to take care of our mind when the world feels too chaotic, when there's big emotions. How do we tune within? How do we anchor ourselves with our breath? How do we find stillness and calmness and peace within ourselves? It is a lifelong tool that many adults are now finding, but children can learn the foundations, and they should learn the foundations because they are feeling stressed.
And you bring up something very important. If we teach these children when they're children, hopefully by the time they become adults, it will become second nature. And children's meditation, as you mentioned in the book, looks very different than adult meditation. And we have a child doing a form of this meditation. Let's take a quick look.
10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. 10, 5.
Tejal, first of all, this child is adorable, but how is this meditation, this rocket blast off?
Yes. So when we think of meditation, we think of the quintessential sitting down, eyes closed, breathing, and our mind should be clear and quiet. However, this is where we build up to. This is the CrossFit of meditation. This is not the entry point, whether you're a child or you're a beginner grown-up. What you have to train your mind to do is get an active meditation. You anchor your mind to something, whether it's a movement for kids, whether it's breath work for a grown-up, whether it's a guided meditation. You're training your mind to focus on something, and then you're using your breath to slow down. You're training your body to slow down. So what rocket ship breath is when you're trying to boost energy, you're training a child to move and breathe. That's the first step when you're building the foundation. Then eventually you'll teach them to breathe and slow down with the movement. And eventually you grow to teaching the eyes closed, sitting down. It's like the ABCs. You don't expect kids to learn how to read from day one. You build it in foundations and you use the movement and the breath in slow increment ways.
Right. We see our children crawl, walk, then run. And you say children as young as 4 can learn the foundations. But can you give us an example of what we can do with our children when they are feeling stressed out or they're feeling anxiety, which, by the way, reveals itself in different ways in different children. Some children express their anxiety, they clam up, others act out. But what are some things that we can do to help the children in our lives?
Yes, so stress manifests whether it's a child or a grown-up in different ways. However, what science shows us that to reset our nervous system, the breath that we use is inhaling through our nose and exhaling through our mouth. So when we're teaching this breath to our children, I call it windy windmill breath in the kids' book. And what you're doing is that you're putting your fingers in front and they take a deep breath in and they blow it. They're feeling the movement of the breath on their fingers. And eventually what they'll learn is to put their eyes closed. They'll learn how to put their hands down and they'll learn the movement. What we want to train children to learn is when I feel anxious, when I feel like there's too much going on in my mind, this is the breath that I come to. We're creating that link and that connection, and we're making it fun and playful for them. And then eventually, like I said, gradually, they'll close their eyes and do the movement. They'll close their eyes and put their hands down and learn this is the breath that I come to, because they're tuned into understanding when I feel this way in my body, this is the breath I go to. I go to windy windmill breath.
Tejal Patel, you are a wealth of knowledge. I will be definitely doing this not only with my own children, but with myself. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you'd like more ideas for teaching your children these skills, pick up Meditation for Kids. Thank you so much. I have to inhale and then Wendy, no. I love it. I think we're going to start seeing people on the train doing this. I'm going to start a movement. You guys, what do you think? I love this. I love it.
Today,
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much.
We're going to be doing